I'm going to show you in this movie how to use my favorite go-to app for editing my pics. It's called Snapseed. It's a free app from Google. It's available for iPhone or iPad, and I of course have it for both. I'm using an iPad for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch the app. Now I can turn my iPad horizontally or vertically, so whatever you're comfortable working with. I'm going to click the little open button in the upper left-hand corner. On an iPhone, it's simply a plus sign, by the way. I'm going to go out to my photo library. And I'm just going to find an image that I want to use. There's one. Click Use. Now, this one's a little dark, but I do like this image and I want to see what I can do with it. So I have some categories at the bottom, all the different editing modules that I can scroll through. When I find a category I want to work with, the first one I usually start with is crop. Then I can go in and all my settings are available. So in crop, I'm going to click the ratio button and I can choose from different preset aspect ratios. I'm an Instagram girl, so I'm going to choose the square crop. And I can go in here and reposition this however I want, maybe something like that. Click the plus sign, the check mark at the bottom to apply, or the X to cancel. So I'm just going to click that check mark, and there's my cropped image. The next thing I'm going to do, the next module I go into immediately is Tune Image. Now when you're in these different modules, if you use your finger to scroll up and down, you can pick a category. In this case, I'm going to start with shadows. Shadows is one of the features that was added in a recent update of Snapseed, and it is fantastic. So now that I've chosen shadows as my category, I'm just going to drag to the right to bring out some detail that were in the shadows, or I could drag to the left to do the opposite. So here I'm able to bring out some detail, and I can click the check mark to apply or the X to cancel. So there I brought out some of the detail. I'm also going to go back into Tune Image again, and I'm going to go in here and do contrast. So you can stay right in here and keep working. So here I've done contrast. I don't have to leave. I can go up and find something else. Maybe I want to increase the warmth. Warmth is basically white balance. They removed white balance and changed it and called it warmth, but it's basically the same thing. I'm going to apply it with the check mark. Now I have other categories in here, for example, straighten. I can use some of the presets, and by the way, it's giving me the little help menu, which once I click it goes away, but you can always get that help menu back again. There's a little question mark at the upper right hand corner. When you are in a module, you can click that little question mark to give you some tips on how to use that feature. It's really nice. So I can straighten this by using these presets down here. Or I can just simply go onto the image and click and drag. So if I wanted to change this a little bit, maybe, something like that, and then I can accept it. Moving along here, I've got details. Details is basically sharpening. So some of the apps that I pull my images into after I'm done editing them in Snapseed are ones that require a lot of edge detail. There's an app I like called Waterlog, and it really requires some sharp edge detail to get a nice effect. So I over sharpen my images in here and over contrast them. Again, those would be images I wouldn't use anywhere else except to pull into a different app, but that's one of the things I do. I over sharpen those images just so I get some crisp edge detail. I'm going to hit X here and get out of there. I have other things here I can work with. There's a fabulous black and white feature in here. It does a nice job of turning things into black and white. Now, I have some adjustments for the black and white. One would be brightness. Definitely want to brighten that up a little. And then I can also increase the contrast. And there's a grain in here if I want to play with the grain as well. So I'm going to apply that. I think that's looking pretty good. Now, you can take your black and whites one step further if you go back to Tune Image and go back into that warmth editing feature. And I'm going to drag to the right, and I can build a sepia tone really easily. I can drag to the left and get some other different colors if I like. I'm not really fond of that, but I do like the sepia look, especially on something like this old photo. I think this looks great. So again, I can play with that and apply it. There are some other features in here that are worth noting. I don't use drama because I don't like drama in my life. I certainly don't want drama in my photos, ha ha ha. And there's also HDR. I'm not a big HDR person, but you can grunge your photos. You can apply tilt shift. You can use the Retrolux to give light leaks and scratches. There are different kind of frames that you can apply. Lots of different things in here that you can do with your images. This is really an easy to use app. So I'm going to click the Save button. It gives me the option, it automatically saves it to my camera roll, but it also gives me the option over here to share. So if I wanted to share it on social media or open it in another app, I can do that right from here. So that's just a good basic overview of working with Snapseed. It's really my go-to app for editing, and I just love it. So this is Snapseed.